Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Cardiff City World. This is episode number 4 of The Spotlight, and it is, quite frankly, an infuriating one. But the title is, Why Must Cardiff City Sign Dylan Lawlor to a long-term deal? Before we get into this, I wanted to very, very quickly say 2 things about the takeover. 1. It is like there's stuff happening, right? It's not signed, sealed, and delivered, so people need to take a breath. There is stuff going on behind the scenes in reference to other things, negative things, blah blah blah. All I would say is this: Brian Barry Murphy, to the best of my knowledge, is safe with the new owners, and in relation to debt and things like that, it's not something that we need to worry about. That's it. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not. I very, very much doubt it will be done before the start of the season. I think you're looking, a few months at least. I think Christmas is more realistic. Just my opinion, of course. But anyway, let's get to it. Dylan Lawlor. Once in a decade talent. There are certain players, right, who just make you know. You don't need spreadsheet, buzzwords, stats, and endless reels. You just watch them and go, he has got it. And Dylan Lawlor is absolutely one of those players. In fact, he may be one of the most gifted young players, certainly in defensive point of view, that we've seen come through Cardiff City in generation. A local lad, a City fan, more importantly, a player with potential to anchor the club for the next decade. Since his early teenage years, he stood out at every level, whether it was captaining Wales youth teams, leading Cardiff's age groups. Dylan has consistently played up a year, played with maturity, played with that same quiet authority we associate with real leaders, with experienced players. This isn't just another academy graduate who's got a bit of promise. This is a player that you build your team around for years to come. This is a player who could and probably should become Cardiff City's youngest ever captain. This is a player who, if treated properly, could one day fetch a multi-million-pound fee. Or better still, he could lead us back to where we belong. He could be the leader, the face of the revolution. So why, in the name of Vincent Tan's waistband, have Cardiff City allowed his contract to run to this point? Why, once again, are we dropping the ball with a generational prospect? Why haven't we got it done? Let's talk about it. The FA Cup versus Villa and a glimpse into the future. Let me take you back to January 2024. FA Cup, 3rd round. Cardiff City away to Premier League giants Aston Villa. And look, the tie that was supposed to be routine for Unai Emery's side. You had the headlines about stars like Marcus Rashford, who was on loan from Manchester United. Marcus Asensio, a legend at Real Madrid. But for Cardiff City, it was supposed to be a learning experience. For Omar Rhys's team, it was a break from the league to use some young players. Try and hold your own. Don't get battered. Let the youngsters get a taste for it. And then they go back and we go back to the league programme. But Dylan Lawlor had other plans. He was thrown into the fire. A teenage centre-back making his first team debut against international elite forwards. And what did he do? Well, he looked like he'd played 100 senior games already. He was aggressive when he was needed. He was calm under pressure. Read the game like a seasoned pro. Didn't dive in. Didn't get bullied. Didn't hide. He showed bravery, patience, and crucially, He showed quality. That night wasn't just a young debutant. It was a bit of a revelation. You had Rashford trying to take him into channels and isolate him. You had Morgan Rogers. You had Asensio popping up in the half spaces. Dylan handled it all. Positionally sound. Technically composed. Always scanning. Always engaged. And always communicating with his teammates. This wasn't just a decent debut. It was a pretty big statement of the lad's quality. And every single scout, including Aston Villa's, absolutely knew it. Then we move on to our relegation, Aaron Ramsey's interim period, and quite frankly, missed opportunities. You fast forward to the end of the season, Cardiff City are heading for relegation. The season has been a disaster. The fans are angry. The board are clueless. The squad is full of underperforming, bad attitudes. We're screaming out for a bit of something different, some energy, some leadership, and some accountability. Some players that care. Aaron Ramsey steps in to steady the ship. And what did he do? He turned to Dylan Lawlor. And because he sees it too. It's because he sees it too. And guess what? Dylan delivered again. No fuss, no fear. Just played his game with clarity and confidence. Despite that, Dylan Lawlor didn't feature nearly enough last season. Even as the club tumbled towards relegation, conceding goals, silly mistakes in defence. The obvious decision was to blood our best defender or best youth defender at certain times, and it simply didn't happen enough. He was ready, the club weren't, and now here we are. Dylan Lawlor is still not tied down beyond the summer, well, next summer technically. It's absolutely baffling. So why are Cardiff screwing this up? Let's be blunt. We've left it too late. Everyone close to the academy, everyone who watches the 21s, everyone at the club, they all know Dylan's special. Everyone knows he's progressing fast. So why? Why wait? Why not show faith in him, in the pathway, in the progress, and sign him up early? Cardiff City don't back their own, in my opinion. Cardiff City's got a serious track record of not giving academy players playing opportunities until often it's either too late or we sell them before they even get the opportunity. Ruben Colwell and Isaac Davis obviously lucky to break through when they did. Others haven't had that chance. Dylan should have been part of the first team months earlier than he was. Not thrown in when the club was already falling apart. Not thrown in when the first team and the senior players had already let the team down and the fans down. The lack of football structure is the biggest issue at this football club. We know this. There's no clear football strategy at the top. We know this. People like Kenneth Cho are not football minds. But yet they're still influencing decision. They're still making decisions on football. They're still making contract decision on footballers. It's a definite problem. There's no joined up plan. One of our most talented defenders and one of the most talented footballers we've had in years is stuck in limbo. It's a joke. It's an actual joke. But what makes Dylan Lawlor so special? Why is Dylan Lawlor special? Well, let's talk about the football side. Because, yes, we don't want to pile pressure on the lad. But it isn't just hype. The kid's got real, tangible quality. He's got composure under pressure. He does not panic, even when he's pressed. Even when he was pressed by Premier League strikers, he did not panic. He reads the game early, steps out when needed, sits in when needed. He's smart, always scanning. He's aggressive but clean. He loves a challenge, but he rarely needs to put in those last minute challenges because his reading of the game is so good. He's decent in the air. He handles his physical duels like a seasoned pro. Technically, he is beyond gifted. He's comfortable on the ball. He can play through the lines, progresses play well, switches it long well, diagonals well. It's never ending. And leadership, he's been a captain at Wales. He was captain of the 21s at the age of 18. He talks, he organises, he lifts his teammates up. The presence is real. The guy is a special, special talent. What are we doing? You can see this. You could see why he's been a captain of Wales. You can see why he's been captain of Cardiff through the levels. Why he plays up age groups. Why he's seen as a generational defender. And even when you look at the data and the stats on Dylan Lawlor, they are limited due to his lack of first team minutes. And, that's down to the club ultimately. However, from those senior games he's played, the development footage which we've got available, you can highlight key indicators from platforms like Y Scout and SofaScore and FB Ref and places like this. His pass accuracy within the senior games over 85%, real solid under pressure. Defensive duels wins the majority, especially when doing that front foot defending. Positioning, low fouls, high interceptions, speaks absolutely massively of his timing and his reading of the game. His progressive passes and switches, the evidence is there from the youth games, shows that he's able to stretch the pitch. And again, it's a small sample size, but the little data and footage that we have supports what you already think from the eye test. The lad is a different class. Let's talk, as we like to in these episodes, about a mentality, the character, the person behind the player. People will always say talent gets you in the door, mentality keeps you in the room. Well, Dylan Lawlor's got both in spades. Everyone you speak to, teammates, coaches, people at the club, people through the academy, they all say the same thing. He's down to earth, resilient, focused, team first attitude, leads by example. He's not flashy, not arrogant, not cocky. He's got an old school player's mentality. He's got that captain's edge mixed with the modern day footballer, calm. He's got presence. He knows what he is, but he's all about the team. He is someone who has set a standard within the 21s at training. He listens, he improves, and he cares about Cardiff City Football Club. That's rare. I would even go as far to say it's priceless. Let's talk about the contract, or let's talk about the solution. The club have triggered a 12-month extension until next summer. Great. He won't walk for free this year. It's only kicking it down the road. It's only buying time. And it worries me, because I feel that if we were offering him anywhere near a decent deal, it would be done by now. So this is what I would do. This is just my opinion, right? I would I want to tie him down to a 5-6 year deal. I would give him a basic wage of lower end first team. Very, because he's just broken in. The lowest sort of tier of that. But it would be so heavily incentive based that by the end of his contract, when he would be in his mid-20s, by the way, he would be one of the highest players in the team, providing he continues to fulfill his potential and plays football. So, for instance, as an example, his lower end wage, but after 10 starts, that wage doubles. After 20 starts, it doubles again. After 30 starts, he gets another bump. After 50 starts, it bumps again. You have appearance bonuses, clean sheet bonuses, captaincy bonuses. By the end of that deal, if he lives up to his potential, he will be on senior wages that reflect his value within the squad. If he doesn't live up to his potential and the hype, and he doesn't play that many games, then he won't. It's in his hands that way. But it's respectful, it's incentive based, and it shows his importance to the team and to the football club. The risk is controlled that way, but the upside for player and club is massive, is high. The alternative, the disaster. So let's say Cardiff don't sort this contract out. They will have a decision to make. And there's two choices. You sell him this summer for, I reckon, 600, 700 grand at most. And that's probably all you're getting. All right, you could say it's not bad for someone who's played a couple of first team games. It's not game-changing money, and you lose a generational talent. And when you consider his ceiling and stuff like that, it's piss poor. So you either do that, or you lose him for free next summer. Is there a third? Do you play him this year? Maybe he gets 30 games, 30 starts, which would be outrageous, by the way, but you can't let a player grow into being a key man and walk away for nothing. But it's a gamble, isn't it? Do you let him go cheap, or do you let him become a key player in the team, play 30 games? He realises that playing regular football is good for him. He's playing for his hometown club. Maybe you've got new owners come Christmas time who've got a bit of money to throw about. They want to tie him down, and maybe they tie him down to a big deal there. We sell him cheap, it's a huge failure. If we sell him at all this summer, I think it's a massive failure. If we let him go for free next summer, it is an even bigger failure. And it's frankly a damning indictment of how badly the club has handled this whole process. Let's wrap up, right? Dylan Lawlor is a future captain of Cardiff City. Should be. He should be a future Wales star. But he's only going to be Cardiff City captain if we do not screw this up. Dylan Lawlor isn't just a promising defender. He's a local boy, a natural leader, a footballer with the tools to be a Premier League player. He's a future Wales international, I've no doubt. Most importantly, he's the best centre-back we've got right now. So don't just protect the asset. Show faith in the player, in the person. You want him to buy into you, buy into him. If Cardiff City is serious about rebuilding, if Brian Barry Murphy wants to create a spine and a culture that can take this club forward over the next few years, we want the cultures that value youth, talent and identity, then Dylan Lawlor has to be a massive part of it, an integral part of it. So sign him up, back him and build around him. This is a generational defender. Do not let him be the one that got away. Let me know what you think. Is the hype real? How disappointed will you be if we sold him this summer? How disappointed will you be if he goes on a free next year? Do you think, or do you hope that Brian Barry Murphy steps in to save the day? It's all a bit of a mess. I'm quite frankly furious about it, I've got to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we see Dylan Lawlor in a Cardiff City shirt this season and for years to come. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff to the video. And if you're not a member, please do become a member, because memberships allow us to do content 7 days a week, twice a day. Keep the faith, my friends, and I'll see you in a bit.